Hey, you guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I am here with Simply Elena. Hey, love, how are you?
Doing well. How are
I said
you?
Elena. Ilana, I'm so sorry. I
It's
just went
okay.
over that. Yes, girl. Are you ready for these 20 questions?
I am.
Okay. So, the first question that I have for you here is what made you want to start YouTube?
So I've been a supporter for probably about 4 or 5 years. I usually watch Gina Janine, Jay Corrine, and Tony Gaskin. And
Hmm.
in my job, I've been challenged with public speaking. I'm
Okay.
great when I come to speaking up with other people, but public speaking is a challenge for me. So I felt like this would be a great way to challenge myself.
I think that it would be a great way for you to challenge yourself too. And I feel like that for a lot of people because actually getting on here and making videos, editing, like all of the skills put into one, it really helps to elevate you and it teaches you a lot about yourself too.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think that was a great idea. I love that you like to take on challenges. I remember seeing some of your videos where you spoke on the fact that you want to be able to hire people that like to take on challenges and stuff like that. So I love that you set a good example for what you're looking for as well. That's pretty dope. Hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my next question that I have for you here is what does consistency on YouTube look like for you?
So I was posting about once a week when life started happening. I took a little break, but now I'm currently on something called monetization mayhem, and I've been posting for the past 3 or 4 days consistently. So I'm working on consistency to build my community because I learned community is important. You can't just drop a blog and go.
Hmm. I feel that, yeah. And that's what I do love about vlogs because it really is just about your day. Unless whatever it is that you're doing is more like a business or something that you just love. But I like when you're able to, I like when it's easy for you and it's not all that difficult, you know?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here actually has to do with a video that you have on your page. That video was titled Vlogmas Day 5 Unfiltered Behind the Scenes Vibe. You had to go to the eye doctor and you stated that they took your lashes off. If you had individual lashes on and your only option was to actually burn your lashes off or have a kid cut them off with your eyes closed, which one would you choose?
Have a kid cut them off with my eyes closed.
No, with their eyes closed.
Oh, with their eyes. Well, ooh. Ah. That is a challenge. I would let a professional burn them off. We talking about professionals, right?
Nah.
Oh damn. Okay. Well, have a kid cut them off with their eyes closed. That's fine. They'll grow back.
Yeah, they will go back. But at least hopefully they just do the long part, the extensions.
Hmm.
Hopefully they just do that because honestly, I would choose that too because I don't know, I'll be so scared. I'll be so scared, child. I remember hearing in some of your videos that you said that you was a lash technician.
Yes, so I went to get licensed, but because I'm so private and I didn't have a space to actually do them, I never really started. I didn't want to bring people to my house, even though I have room. I feel like that's too personal, so I never actually did them.
I feel you. Yeah. I feel kind of the same way. I did do like some actually in a salon because I do nails and I don't have like my own salon or whatever. So I tend to go over to people's houses and I do their nails over there. But I know some people do feel like uncomfortable going to people's houses, but I'll prefer that versus you coming to me.
True.
But yeah. Hmm. And I didn't want to do it in the shop anymore because I had a good amount of clientele and stuff, and I felt like it didn't make sense for me to have to give someone 30% of my cut when they're really not doing anything.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's why I stopped. Yeah.
30% is steep for sure.
Yeah, it really is. That's literally what YouTube does. It is though. Okay. So, my next question for you here has to do with a video that you have on your page. This video is titled Why Visiting Your Hometown Can Change Your Life. So, memories are usually the reason why some people like to leave their hometown or stay in their hometown. If someone was to tell you that they wanted to leave, but they feel like they couldn't because of the memories that they have, what would you say to them?
To leave and venture out. Just to add a little context, that's similar to my husband. He's local here from Bama and he doesn't want to leave. But I'm open to moving anywhere in the nation.
I feel that. I like to travel too, but as far as like moving, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about like moving to certain places. I do like to move. Nah, I'm not going to say that. I don't like to move like that, but I do like to travel. But I feel like I always want to just like go home, which would be for me like here in Atlanta where I was like raised. I wasn't born here, but I was raised here.
Hmm.
That's how I feel. But I feel you for sure on that. Mhm. Make new memories. Yeah, I feel you on that, Supreme. Mhm. Yeah, so Motivated Sensor said, Happy Friday, everyone. Yeah, I don't blame you about that 30% J. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's for real. Okay.
Hmm.
So, my next question for you here is would you rather get a paper cut every time you turned a page or bite your tongue every time you ate food?
Ooh, paper cut for sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah. I like to eat, so that
I
was.
like to,
Mm-mm.
you remember that show? I like to eat too, but hey, that's ooh, girl. You wouldn't be able to do nothing. I'm happy you don't braid hair. And I am here with Simply Ilana. Please make sure to go over to her channel, subscribe, and check out her content, okay? So the next question that I have for you here is if you worked in the department for YouTube of the HR department and your job was to delete channels, what would be your first reason to remove a channel?
Ooh, playing with somebody's livelihood. So, I would say inappropriate behavior. That'd be the political way, right? But I have
Hmm.
strong political views. So if they're on there talking about Trump and other people, I may just go ahead and be petty and delete it.
Not be petty. Oh
I'm just
man.
saying. Yeah, probably so. If they're talking about race baiting, of course, we live in the South. Race is a big thing. So if they're doing anything that I oppose, even my personal beliefs, I probably would delete it.
Yeah, I feel you. Thank you so much for that super chat, Chip. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Chip.
So the next question that I have for you here has to do with a video on your page, the same video, Vlogmas Day 5, Unfiltered Behind the Scenes Vibe. You spoke on how you've been catching up with WTF and they were speaking on the YSL trial. Well, right now we have another trial going on, which is the Diddy trial. What about the Diddy trial made you gag the most and why?
It was before the trial when he mentioned it came out that he likes for Cassie to get glazed by the donut, if you know what I'm saying, and then lick the
Hmm.
glaze off the donut.
That
For
is
the
so
escort to
crazy.
glaze on her, and then he liked to rub it in and then lick the glaze. That just had me nauseous to my stomach.
Yeah, child. I feel like so much of it had me crazy, but I think the part that made me gag the most is when they spoke about what happened in the sessions of what they were doing. And it was the time where him and Cassie would be alone and she would take the glaze, like he said, and rub it on his chest.
Yeah,
I thought that was wild.
it is, but licking it, like you just you
Hmm.
you to a whole nother level.
Child. It's beyond crazy, and we still got 8 more weeks. Well, I guess you could say 7.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's wild. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is would you rather lick a turtle without it being washed or stump on a kitten with your shoes on?
Don't judge me, y'all. It's gonna be the kitten. That cat is gone for
Oh
sure.
my God.
Before I put anything in my mouth unclean, yeah, the cat is gone.
The cat
Sorry.
is gone. Oh, it's gonna be a cute little fluffy kitten too. OSG. That is actually so funny, but I don't blame you at all. I really, really don't. So, the next question that I have for you here is, you have a video on your channel that's called Vlogmas Day 6, The Best Highlights and Surprises. You spoke on how it was supposed to be your day off from work and you had to go in. You stated that you had to work for HR, and for some people, they probably wasn't going to have, or they probably was going to have an upsetting weekend. What's the most worst experience you've ever encountered while actually working for HR?
Um, I would say sitting in on a close friend's disciplinary. Any other people, it's just an employee, a number. But for someone I have a personal connection to, I was called into her disciplinary meeting intentionally. I feel like leadership did that intentionally.
Dang, that's actually kind of messed up.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would I feel you on that. I would feel some type of way too. But dang, so do you ever are you like kind of numb to like the feeling of having to like fire people because it's like your job?
No, I'm not numb to it at all. Even so, leadership plays a lot. So, right now we're having grant funding issues with the NIH, and my leader will get on, everything's all peaches and rainbows and everything's perfect, and but I'm still over here terminating people on a daily. I'm reducing people's salary from 60,000 to 30,000. We can't live
Oh
on 30,000
wow.
on here. Yeah, so that
Yeah.
type of stuff is like you guys are playing as if we don't see what's going on. I have to approve that stuff. So it does, pull at my heartstrings for sure.
Yeah. I feel like people, when they do stuff like that, they don't really worry about it because they're not the ones to do it. And it does really play heavy on the person that actually has to do it because they have to take on that energy that they're getting from the other person. So, yeah, girl, you're really strong to have to do that. But I'm glad that you actually are doing a job like that. I'm glad that we have like a sister in the building that's doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you do care. And so that's what really matters. But yeah. Okay. So the next question that I have for you is, the president right now wants to build an iron dome that is inspired by Israel's Iron Dome. This Iron Dome is aimed to create a space based missile shield capable of interacting threats. China actually had advised them that by doing this is violating the international agreement of the peaceful use of outer space. This can actually cost anywhere from $25 billion to somewhere in the trillions. If you was the president of the United States, what would you do with $25 billion to keep the United States safe from harm?
I would build that dome. He done made
Really?
too many. Yeah, he made too many enemies. We need that. I understand that it goes against like the violations that they have, but Israel has one.
Yeah, they do.
So I would say go for it.
I don't blame you at all. But I feel it's so crazy. I don't want to get deep into that. I have so much I got to say. I'm gonna probably have to make a separate live. I have so much I have to say on that. But yeah, I agree with you for sure on that, for sure. The next question I have for you here is, if you had to rate someone's channel, what's the first thing you'll look for?
Thumbnails, titles, quality of content, editing, and making sure like the video quality is good.
Yeah, I agree with all of that for sure. Yeah. Okay. The next question I have for you here is, do you think that you're tough on yourself? And if so, why?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm not sure. I'm always being ambitious. We talked about that when it came to Danielle's live the other day. But I feel like I'm on a race. I'm always trying to do something more. And at what point do we just sit down and just have a soft life? But I'm always chasing something. So I am not sure what it is. I don't know if it's trauma. Um, but yeah, I'm always looking for something better,
Hmm.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. Motivated to story say, I want to hear say it, Jay. I don't want it to take away from anything. So I think I'll speak on that separately. But thank you guys so much for being here in the live. I appreciate y'all. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I am here with Simply Ilana. Please make sure to go over to her channel, subscribe, and check out her content, okay? So the next question that I have for you here is based off a video that you have on your channel. You titled it The Ultimate Jeezy Concert Experience. If you can go on a tour this year, which one do you think it would be and why?
Mm, it probably wouldn't be a tour. I would go to what is it called? Birthday Bash in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, because Big Boogie's gonna be there. I love Big Boogie down. I think Gotti's gonna be there. So yeah, I like to have a variety.
That too. I really want to go to the Chris Brown concert that's coming here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I like Chris Brown too. But I definitely would do Birthday Bash over Chris Brown for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on who's like headlining for me. But I know the thing about it is that they have like multiple days, so I like that too.
Sure.
Mhm. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is if you was about to go down the world's tallest water slide and it was only you and your best friend at the top and a helicopter came because out of nowhere an earthquake happened and the helicopter was only able to save one of you, who would be saved?
I will let my best friend go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Would it be like it would have to be in like a split decision, like you will make that in like a split decision?
No, it would take some thought for sure because I would try to make it work for both of us, honestly, but that ain't the option.
Yeah.
So, I'll probably, yeah, because I know she'll take care of my kids for sure. So, yeah, I would let her go.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. That's really sweet of you. I feel like if I was to ask certain people, they would say them. But that's really sweet of you for real, honestly. To be honest, I would choose my best friend too. I would. I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like when situations happen like that, I instantly like so fast. I think of my entire life and I just feel satisfied. You know what I'm saying? And I would rather you just go because I feel like sometimes when you like get through a situation like that, you start to think on like them and how all of that happened and you start to feel bad and stuff like that. And sometimes people start to like hate you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because you made it or whatnot. But yeah, it can get crazy. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is if you had to choose the college that you wanted to go to, regardless of the price, which one would you go to? Howard University? I
Mhm.
think that would look amazing on you. What would you do the same thing?
I believe so. No, if I can go back and do it again, I'll do law out the gate. Period. I would have been did law.
Law. Okay. So would you be on like what side would you be on?
For law, I want to do compliance, contracts, wills, real estate and estate law. No
Yeah, that's
criminal
actually really
defense.
good.
No criminal defense
No
for me.
criminal defense.
Nah,
I
I
feel like
can't
they
do it.
usually pay the most.
I agree, but like traffic tickets, maybe. But dealing with women, well, violence against women and children is a no for me. I wouldn't be able to take those.
Yeah, I don't blame you because yeah, it's kind of like going against yourself in a way, like how you feel women should be treated and stuff. So yeah, I agree.
Sure. Now,
Okay.
if it's a little, rug case, I get it. I've been around that lifestyle, so I understand. Maybe a little, stick it up case, I can handle that too. But women and children is a no.
Supreme said, "I need you to get my gang member friends out." He is so funny. Mine's too, Supreme. Y'all funny as heck. Okay. So the next question that I have for you here is, if you went to a dream vacation and you was able to bring five other content creators with you and your family, who would those five content creators be?
Ooh, for sure, Gina Janine, Jay Kareen, um, Faith Marie Unscripted. Thank Crystal's World. I love Crystal. Her energy is positive. And you. I think you be acting a little
Me.
sophisticated on this camera, but I know you could have, for sure. I didn't see you in the
That
chat cutting up.
girl, I'm surprised you said me. I thought you was gonna say Trish.
I mean, ooh, I like Trish too. Ooh,
Yeah,
Trisha Closet. Yeah. She a time too. Yeah.
Trisha too. Trisha, girl. Okay. So my next question for you here is, what is your dream job?
It's definitely gonna be being an attorney for sure.
So that would be like your dream job, like your ultimate dream job.
That is ultimately my dream job. Working for myself, having flexibility. Flexibility is unmatched. Growing up, I did not understand, but I'll take flexibility over money for sure.
I feel you on that. Okay. My next question for you here is, would you rather catch a knife that's being thrown at you in full speed with your bare hands? Or would you rather walk across hot rocks for 1 minute straight with no shoes on? Oh, you think your aim is that good?
Yeah.
Especially for something like that, it makes me like, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know if I can walk across those hot rocks though. I don't know. Those rocks be really, really hot. So I'm not sure how I will be able to deal with it, but we gonna have to figure something out. Okay. So my next question for you here is, if your name wasn't Ilana, what would you think your name would be based off of how you look?
Ooh. I would say, trying to think. Because before I was married, my fake name was Topanga out here in these streets. I went by I went by Topanga, and men was like, "That is not your name," but that was my fake name. Um, Let me see. I love the name Autumn, and my birthday is in fall. Vanessa, Black Widow number 3 Supreme. Nah, I see somebody saying Vanessa, and Supreme said Black Widow number 3. A mess. Okay.
Please make sure to go over to her channel, subscribe, and check out her content, okay? Fee is so funny. Fee said China. You do kind of look like a China. You don't like that? Internet said Jessica. Supreme is annoying. Supreme said Jay. What if it was like Jalicia? Jalicia? And you go by like, yeah. Oh, that's actually really smart. And I feel you on that. What about like Amber? Amber. You can kind of, I don't know if you can really pass for an Amber. You kind of do, kind of don't. I feel like you can look like a Chelsea.
Act child, but the look maybe.
That is so funny. Let me see. She appears to be frozen on her end. She is. She don't look frozen to me.
Mm-mm.
Oh, is it me? Do I look frozen? Oh,
Let's look.
okay. My next question for you here is, what is your biggest regret?
Ooh, that's very thought provoking. Hold on a second. I would say leaving Cali for sure. Coming to Bama to go to school. I could have just went to school out there. I missed time with my mother. So I would say moving out here. No, she passed away. It's okay.
Is if you didn't have kids right now, what would you do different?
Definitely, like I said, working on my career towards an attorney and traveling. True, but I'll be outside way more.
Is what else do you do to like promote yourself as far as you being able to look for a new job? I know you stated that in some of your videos. So, what do you do?
I'm part of Momentum as well, which is a leadership group, and a lot of women are in leadership roles. So I do that to promote and work my network.
I think that's amazing. Have you ever thought of like teaching a class on how to build your confidence?
But not right now.
You kind of like seem to be about yourself. And I love that about that. Hmm. Okay. The next question I have for you here is, what does love look like for you?
I know, hold on. He doesn't have to have a lot of money, but he has to be a provider. Someone who instills in me, gives me words of affirmation, and checks in with me emotionally and psychologically.
Really have that like all the way, you know what I'm saying? And that's so dope to like hear you talk and you like just sound like you know exactly what you want. I like that. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I am here with Simply Ilana. Please make sure to go over to her channel, subscribe, and check out her content, okay? So the next question, Supreme says, Sister Wives. The next question I have for you here is, if you were manipulated by the person that's over you in your job, what would you think they were trying to do to get over you?
Ooh. Oh, that's personal. That happens now.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Take credit for my work in meetings. Like, oh, well, absolutely. Yeah, it happens all the time. Hey, can you work on this assignment? And we'll go present what I worked on to like leadership, and I'm the one who worked on it. So I feel like I'm kind of minimizing my skill and my voice is silenced. That's another reason why I'm trying to explore being an attorney. Because my voice is silenced. I can't say what I want to say due to politics, but oh, I could pop it in the courtroom. So I'm just but with being professional, but yeah, that happens to me now. ta- taking my skill, my knowledge, and my effort.
Why can't you figure it out on your own? You know what I'm saying? But so many people like to take people's ideas, just like you were saying, and want to present them as their own. That is so crazy. So do you ever like say anything or do you just let it like go?
Hey, that document you talked about, that process document, I'll go ahead and include XYZ to it because I did draft that document. So I bring it up.
Before and the person they used to do it to never said anything. And they didn't think they was gonna get that out of you.
With different processes and questions because I've been there longer, but they're in a higher role than me.
Next question for you here is if you wasn't doing what you was doing on your channel now, what would your niche be? Like do a travel blog or a cooking channel? What would you be making?
From breakfast to lunch, dinner.
You can fill up the plate so much faster when it comes to it. But yeah, I like breakfast though. Breakfast definitely is like the best meal of the day to me. But dinner too, I can't even hold you.
Oh, these oxtails, and I grab them. That's just how I learned how to cook. Just grabbing stuff. I believe in it.
It'll be so much fun to hang with. She kind of gives like she likes to explore and do things that are different, which I do like. Yeah. Okay. So the next question that I have for you is actually your last question. You ran through these questions real fast, girl. So the next question, which is the last question I have for you here is if you was to create your own business, what would it be?
Of course, pushing those lashes, microblading, offering lip injection, just everything to make a woman feel good about themselves. And I know they gonna judge me, but I don't mind a little nip and tuck or a little enhancement if it needs to be enhanced. So that's what I would do.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here in the live. This is 20 Questions with Jay, and I am here with Simply Ilana. Please make sure to go over to her channel, subscribe, and check out her content. Before you go, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Shots. I ain't gonna lie, but I truly appreciate the opportunity, Jay. I really do. And this is just enough to get my feet wet. So I'm ready to take off. Oh, baby, I'm over here wiping these hands. I'm wiping these hands. They is sweating.